Well, President Trump's heading to Capitol Hill tomorrow as the House is expected to vote on his big, beautiful bill later this week. The White House is urging Republicans who are resistant to the bill to get on board, warning that opposing the bill means siding with Democrats and raising taxes, creating problems for a whole lot of Americans.
If Democrats get their way and the Trump tax cuts are not extended, Americans will face the largest tax hike in history to the tune of $4 trillion. Republicans must not side with Democrats in helping them raise taxes.
Here to weigh in is Michigan Congressman and Michigan gubernatorial candidate John James. You know, Congressman James, maybe soon to be Governor James, you're going to see President Trump tomorrow. What does personal outreach from a popular president do in terms of getting this bill across the finish line?
President Trump has to deliver, and he's going to continue to deliver as he has done in his previous administration. And he understands that, and he is leading by example. He's leading from the front, and he's showing up to show how important this is. We have a mandate from the American people. The American people put President Trump back in office. The American people gave us the House and the Senate, and now the American people expect us to act. They expect us to act with resolve. They expect us to support President Trump's leadership and deliver on this big, beautiful bill this week.
You know, as I'm looking at some of the reporting, I saw in Punchbowl these Medicaid work requirements were supposed to kick in 2029, and there was some discussion with the conservatives who voted present that maybe they'd kick in on December 31st, 2026. You happen to have a rather important election 58 days before then on November 3rd. I'm just curious what your response would be to those saying, you know, Republicans are gutting Medicaid and using the timeline to suggest this ahead of an election.
Look, I don't know what's very compassionate about allowing people to be trafficked here and then steal from folks who've been working for these benefits for their entire lives. President Trump is protecting the American dream by making sure that those who are eligible, those who are the most needy, those who are the most sick, those who are elderly, those who are pregnant and postpartum, those who are struggling with substance use disorders are using the resources. President Trump is doing everything he can to deliver for the American people, and in part and parcel to this bill, we're also going to be delivering for the manufacturing industry, which is super important for states like Michigan. I represent the #1 manufacturing district in America, and President Trump understands how critical American manufacturing is, which is why he is working hard to make America strong again by leveling the playing field, making sure that we have fair trade across the globe, and bringing American manufacturing and American jobs back. President Trump is putting Michigan first. He's putting America first, and I'm really excited to deliver on the promises that President Trump made.
You know, Congressman James, to me, the two most important prongs of this bill are no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. This president has become the president of the working class. And to me, if you change the tax code to benefit those on the bottom who are often forgotten, you become an FDR-like president who's really changed the fabric of the country. Your thoughts on the most important parts of the big, beautiful bill?
You know, Kayleigh, you're absolutely right. President Trump understands what's at stake. He's the president for all Americans, but especially working Americans. President Trump understands how important a Made in America tax break is to make sure that we continue to have demand for American-made vehicles, in particular for my state. President Trump understands how important it is to secure our border, and he was successful in doing that, getting this into this bill to secure our border, not just our southern border, but our northern border. Northern border apprehensions have plummeted under President Trump. President Trump understands that we don't have to remember how good the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was. We just have to continue to push forward and deliver that, because if we don't, we'll have the largest tax increase on Americans. We cannot have that. The Democrats are lying to you. President Trump is delivering for the American people, and we need to make sure that we deliver for the working class.
Well, in the great state of Michigan, maybe we'll be saying Governor James instead of Governor Hochul. We will see in due time. Thank you very much, Congressman.